Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Pole Father, and it only takes one. We are back. Hope everyone is doing great. The hobby is the Wild Wild West. It is absolutely on fire. It just keeps picking up steam, and I'm going, what the heck? I know me, myself, and others have been absolutely just busy, just being extremely active in this market. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, like, hey, it's too expensive. I can't be buying. Yes and no. When the stakes get higher, you just got to kind of keep going with it and rolling with it. Got to seize the opportunity. But definitely haven't been buying as much, but I've been selling a lot, but still making plays. Guys, there's still plays out there. But and so forth like that. Look, so it's been a while since I've done a video. Raising a newborn, me and my wife, staying busy with the newborn baby. I've been selling off a lot of cards off of TCG Player, grading a ton of cards. That's where my last video was sent off of. Good news is I actually have a submission coming back from CGC literally probably within a week or two. So we're going to kind of jump back on that and so forth. But the goal going forward, guys, I kind of sat down long and hard. I said, I got to really give this a little push. So goal going forward is we're going to do 2 videos a week. I'm going to roll with that for at least until the end of the year and then reevaluate from there. But going to be more active on YouTube. If you noticed that a lot of content is just getting dry. A lot of the people that I even used to watch just kind of have been posting. Everyone's busy. The hobby's nuts right now. It's on fire. It's the Wild Wild West. I keep saying it, but a couple things. I have a couple great things to talk about, but kind of want to do a first video back and so forth. Just what I've been up to, what I've been doing. So first things first. Let's talk just about Modern real quick. I'm going to pull these up one right here. We got Evolving Skies booster box right here. So this is something that I just kind of like to monitor the price of Evolving Skies because it's kind of the golden child of the era. So what I like to do is monitor the price of this. As long as this set remains steady and strong, it just seems that everything else will remain healthy as well. I know this is Sword and Shield, and there's a lot of, going on with Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet, I've been collecting more singles than actually sealed product in regards to the older sets. But in regards to Destined Rivals, I have about just under 10 Pokemon Center ETBs. Guys, some of these guys that are using bots and sucking a lot of product up, do not worry, do not panic. I know there's always a lot of hesitation about that. And for now doing this for almost 7 to 8 years, been around, see how this works out. Pokemon will print. I know a lot of people are saying, but what if? Sure, there's always the what if, but they're going to print, and they're going to print. In my eyes, the key items to get right now, like booster boxes and stuff, they're going to print. Those are going to come out. Don't worry about that. But the key items to grab and get your hands on to hold long term, in my eyes, is Pokemon Center ETBs. Right now, that's the key things, because clearly Pokemon is now showing that the exclusive promo, aka the promo era, the exclusive promos with that stamp means a lot, and having that box with that promo. See, they really didn't even start doing that until really Scarlet and Violet. I think actually Obsidian Flames, Paldea Vault, see, one of those two. They were the first to start doing it, but when you turn back the clock, you look at Hidden Fates, had the Stained Glass Bird promo. Now you look at Crown Zenith, Shining Fates had the EV, but and so forth like that. Champion's Path had the Charizard, but now, we're in a promo era, so just keep an eye on that, monitor that. But there's just a lot of things to talk about. I've been away from the YouTube channel for quite some time, but we're gonna roll back into it. Kind of just doing a quick recap, step by step. Chicago Collecting On, I'm thinking about going back to that. Kind of rearranging pricing at the flight to see if we can make it work. Adding cards to the collection right now, a few here and there. Not too much. Mainly, if anything, it's Scarlet and Violet cards. Vintage cards I'm keeping a sharp eye on. I'm watching that closely. Wow, I feel like I just spit a lot of information out a little bit. But I'm going to do another video shortly on this set, which is Celebrations. I do think with the 30th anniversary, I do think there's a lot of hype around the 25th set. I do think 25th Celebrations will not be anywhat similar to the 30th. I think the 30th anniversary will not have a tribute to the history of Pokemon cards like the 25th anniversary did. 25 is a milestone, halfway to 50. So I think you're going to see more of like the modern, like Generations kind of vibe with that stuff. And it should be a great set. I'm not saying it won't do as well as Celebrations, but Which reminds me, so I gotta give a shout out and a cheers to my cousin. Probably won't even watch the video, but I gotta hand it to him right now. You know, I personally am not ripping a lot of product. It's just right now, whatever you get your hands on, it's worth more sealed, selling, and so forth. But I gotta hand it to my cousin because he's actually been ripping a good amount of Celebration products. Now, this is actually really weird, but a lot of the Celebrations product sealed in a box, let's just say for an example, a Zacian box comes with 4 Celebration packs, a couple packs of, I think it's like 1 Vivid Voltage, a Chilling Reign, and then you got your promo card in there. Well, those boxes are going for about $75, $80 right now. Today is September 14th, 2025, right? $8 for that box seems pretty good, as you know, once upon a time with that box over $20, $19. And now it's at that price, you know, 4 times the money. But something like that, you know, you could take 4 of those Celebration packs if you open the box up, sell those packs for $100, sell that Chilling Reign Vivid Voltage pack separately. Now you're sitting there with a promo card thinking to yourself, A, if it grades good, there's value there. Or B, it's just a 9. So if it's just a 9, it's still worth something, you know? But the point is, that sealed product is going for less if you actually start breaking down the box. So now, I mean, there's a lot of luck too involved on this because we've been now, I mean, like, similar to my cousin, I've been going through all of my Celebration cards that I've literally been hanging on to for years now, and I have been grading them nonstop. In fact, my submission that's at CGC right now is predominantly Celebrations, and it's just crazy to think since I've sent those cards in, there has been cards that have just shot through the roof. For example, you got that full art Pikachu. You got the Pikachu VMAX surfing, Pikachu flying VMAX surfing. Now even the regular Mew is commanding a premium. And to be honest with you guys, like, those cards aren't hard to pull. Like, they're not hard to get. And that's where it's just kind of laughing at. I think I've seen my cousin rip open those Pikachu VMAX boxes with the little toy in there. He's been ripping those like wildfire. And I feel like you're expected to at least get 1 or 2 of those Pikachus. The Mews, the regular Mews, you're seeing 1 or 2 of them. The flying Pikachu VMAX, surfing Pikachu VMAX, that's almost a $100 card now. Like, that's absolutely insane. So if you actually really think about it, for the price Celebrations is really going for and the price that these singles are going for, you could really do some damage on that. So I got to give a shout out to my cousin on this because he's been doing it. And, you know, I got to definitely say during Celebration era, I've had my fun and I've been submitting cards like wildfire, but I really got to hand to him. It's been a very smart play. Especially the direction things are going with not only the Pokemon card market and the hobby, but Celebration. So, and in my eyes, I actually think, you know, it's still worth opening. You know, some of the classic Celebration cards aren't hard to pull. I know I've opened up enough to say that, you know, and if you get lucky, you pull an Umbreon, Charizard, some of those other cards, they grade well. Well, you're doing well. Well, that's where my take is on Celebration. So I think Celebrations right now is actually, it might cost a little bit more, but it's worth opening. And now my take is I don't open loose packs from Modern. For me, I'd rather just be more secure and buy the box sealed, but you can. I don't think no harm, no done. But a couple of things I've been trying to get my hands on as well. Prismatic. Actually, let's just talk about general Prismatic. I think it's going to be very, very popular in the future. Prismatic is going to be a fantastic set to have. Pull rates are terrible. That's actually come into play today. Last hype, pull rate scene didn't really matter. But as things keep progressing with Prismatic, now it seems like they've been printing less of 151, and Prismatic is now taking its spot. Prismatic is being printed left and right, and I'm starting to see the price of those sealed sets coming down. So now I do believe the time to pick those up is going to be soon. That's my plan, at least. Now, some may think differently, but for me, I'm keeping a sharp eye on that. Now, I do think Prismatic is a great set, but there seems to be this new concept out there. See, back in the day when we used to have a tiki bar, you know, you buy and order your liquor, your beer. The more you ordered in bulk, call it, right? You get the same, you go to like Sam's Club, Costco, BJ's, whatever you have it at your area. If you buy something in bulk, you get it for cheaper. That's the whole thing. You get a ton of it, but you pay less for it. There seems to be this concept of sealed product value. So it's one thing if you have, a sealed booster box of Evolving Skies, but I understand cases of this is harder to come by, but just in theory, it doesn't make sense that a sealed case of booster boxes is going for is going for more per booster box than a regular individual one is. It doesn't make sense. That's something that doesn't make sense whatsoever. And I've been following that to a T because it's actually defined the logic of everything of existence. The whole thing is you go to Sam's Club, you love mac and cheese, you're going to pay a little bit more out of a pocket there to buy that mac and cheese, but you're going to have like 24 of them. But when you calculate it based on buying on an individual basis, you paid less. And that has always been the concept. Now, I understand that we're in an issue with supply and stuff like that, but that rule should never change. The more you buy, the more money out of pocket is, you always get the better deal. So why right now is it backwards? It's like, hey, well, I'm willing to pay that sealed case premium. And you're kind of scratching your head. Sealed case premium, what is that? That is something that to me doesn't make sense. But we'll talk about that more in a bit. Now, that being said, I know prices are going up. I'm still buying things. I'm still selling things. I'm still involved. I'm still collecting. I know you just kind of got to find a way and keep moving forward. There's always a way to participate in this hobby, which leads me to my last thing before we end this video and we officially get back on our schedule is this. Charlie Kirk. Not going to be political about this, but let me tell you one thing why this hobby is a great place and a great thing to do. I feel like, at least for my career, which is, I'll be straightforward with you guys, is development, building, operating, developing hotels. It's a lot of stress and everything. So when it comes to the Pokemon card market, the hobby, collecting, buying, selling, this is my safe place. And I feel like that's one thing. It's a place to relax and kind of have fun because it's all different types of people coming together, uniting, and just kind of having fun in one thing. And that's just like one thing I kind of want to like end it with is there. It's like, that's the one thing is this hobby brings a lot of peace to the world. It brings enjoyment. It brings laughs. It brings this. And the reason why I am not a political person, but just lately people talk about the politics, how terrible it's been and stuff like that. But, not good what happened, but I do feel that it is just something that this hobby brings is peace, unity, and that's kind of like what we need in the world, right? So that's my take on that is whether Joe Schmo, Blues Clues, Ricky Ticky, like whoever, I don't know. My point is this hobby brings a lot of peace and enjoyment to a lot of people. So respect everyone, how they collect and so forth like that. But that's all I got. Yeah, we're going to start jumping back into this video and so forth like that. And it's good to be back. And last but not least, Prize Pack Series 1. Baby, we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Pole Father. As always, it only takes one. We're back.